All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Movie Manifest meeting. This is episode 4. I'm here with Jake. This collaboration has not happened yet. I'm personally excited for it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
been, it's
stop
been
and
long.
talk about the shirts. We got to talk about the shirts before you get going.
Oh, yeah, we do. You want to go first? I think, well, no, I'll go first because I think yours is personally cooler. No offense to Spencer for getting me this, but this is a gift I got from another movie squad member. It is The Mandalorian. This is gibberish, but it's The Mandalorian, and he is in the Scott Pilgrim versus the World pose. If you know, you know. We love shirts like that. Jake, you get into yours.
It's just the shirt that Brad Pitt wears when he goes to Spawn Ranch in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Just watched it with Luke. He loved it. He thinks I should also get the yellow button down to go over it. I kindly declined that offer, and I don't think I can do that.
Only if you get the sunglasses and flow, and then at that point, you just need to be locked inside, never allowed in public.
Right. Also with the moccasins too. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
I don't think they sell those. And if they do, that store needs to be burned down.
Right.
All right. So
what did we watch, Chun?
We watched Nightmare Alley. We watched it. It is starring Bradley Cooper, psychological, bit of a crime drama. That's our genres we listed. And the less we give you, the more you'll enjoy it when you go in. I think that's what we've decided.
Right. More than Bradley Cooper. Come on. You got Toni Collette.
Yeah,
Kate
kind of
Blanchett. Yeah. You got Ron Perlman. Rooney Mara. Willem Dafoe. I wish there was more Willem Dafoe.
Who's the guy? I don't ever get his name right, but you've seen him in a lot. It's the I'm about to pull it up. Stratman. Is it Stratman? I know, and then also Mary Steinfeld, or not Steinfeld, Mary
the lady from Four Christmases, Mary Steenburgen.
Yep, that's it. And then also, funnily enough, a weird little tidbit is that if you watch Step Brothers, it's probably a more casual film. Her husband is in it, and he plays something totally different, and they're both in it together again. It's really crazy.
Yep. Richard Jenkins. Yep.
Richard Jenkins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really loaded cast.
If you want me to get going, I'll get going on it.
Get going.
It's very Guillermo del Toro. If you like him, I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't like this movie. It's visually, it's beautiful. It is incredible. The shots, the colors. It's a period piece, so you're gonna have, and it's at carnivals and at very fancy places. You're gonna have those beautiful colors and lights, and I felt really immersed. Production design was incredible. I felt like I was in the movie. Performances are great. Some stunning. There are some scenes that stick with you. Some shots. You've got the fire in the house from the trailer. There are some great moments there. For me, it was a little slow, and just didn't have as much going on as I thought. IMDb has it listed as a thriller. The trailer really wants you to think it's a thriller, and it just could have had more going on for me.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, I would agree too. I think, but you mentioned Guillermo del Toro, so you kind of teed me up here. He has a masterpiece, some would call it his masterpiece, of Pan's Labyrinth. And if they ever look at the manifest, your rating on it is abysmally low.
Frighteningly low. Yeah.
So I have without giving anything away, what were you feeling going into this one, having that mindset on arguably his best piece?
See, I don't say that it doesn't have the quality. I just don't like it. There are specific things I don't like. I know that he has the quality. My boss asked me, he's like, "Hey, why are you going to that movie? I know you don't like him." I'm like, "Well, I know he's good. Like, I'm not blinded by his quality. Like, I know he's a good director, so I'll definitely go try him, especially with three favorites. How you have to go to a movie with three favorites: Cooper, Dafoe, and Toni Collette. So that rarely happens. I think I've learned with Del Toro, he makes it hard to like the protagonist.
Oh, impossible almost. Yeah, the character you're with, the decisions they make, the motivation. Yeah.
In Pan's Labyrinth too, I don't like her.
Yeah, she does make some but I feel like in that one, she's a child, so maybe if you were watching, you could give grace. Whereas in this one, it's fully grown man making terrible decisions.
He's a despicable human being,
Right.
con artist. I wish I was more attached to him. I wish there was more to show me that he was overcoming like a bad childhood or like extreme poverty, and then
Yeah.
he's doing good with what he had gained from being a con artist.
I
But
like I like I like how you said like you wish you had more because if I had to describe this movie, I would say that without giving any spoilers away, obviously we don't do that here. There's in terms of plot points, you have an A to B and then a B to C. I don't mind C. I don't mind like the resolution, but I need to know more of what went down between B and C to really fully buy C.
yeah,
And watch the movie, you'd understand. It's just we get somewhere and it's like, okay, then you look back and you're like, man, these characters needed some coloring because you've got goats up there. I was talking to a guy I worked with. You've got some really great performers. Honestly, in terms of performances, for me, no one really stood out. I feel like you had so much quality and a lot of. I'm not sure if it was in the direction, maybe in the they were going for more of a subtle performance, but across the board, no one really had any moments of. I was like, wow, I really remembered those names we mentioned.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it
And
does it
for it to be 2 hours and 20 minutes, I feel like there was plenty of time with this cast to pull that off. And
right.
how can you say you needed more in the middle when it's already 220? Like what he
Yeah,
didn't take advantage of his time as much as I would have liked him to.
he had a lot of ground to cover toward the end. Yeah, with and in areas that he stayed in that I felt like we really didn't need to. Yeah, we didn't really
Right.
need to see. I will say for me, best part of the movie I think was the musical score. I felt like he used it exceptionally. It definitely set the pace of the movie well, and when it kicked, it really kicked. And I, like you said, the quality's there. I love the carnival vibe. I don't know if it's just because I'm weird or whatever, but like when we're in the carnival vibe, I love that. That is easily the I enjoy that energy more than the other parts of the film. I would say.
Right. I did love the carnival, except for the parts where he went full Guillermo, and
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's set. I guess the carnival's in 39 because they jump ahead 2 years. So he's at the carnival in 39, and it's apparently there's some real carnival stuff going on there. Back in the day, there weren't government regulations. I guess there's
No,
nasty stuff going on.
they went for what the people would pay for, and unfortunately, what the people would pay for isn't always the best. I think also I would mention this. It definitely tries to deal with some more advanced themes. It goes for some religious themes throughout. It goes for some themes on people. Unfortunately for me, when you go for those themes, you can just kind of tell when it's handled with care and when it's not. When it's just like, okay, I'm gonna throw this at the wall and see what sticks, and then no, I'm gonna aim for here, here, and here. Um, actually, a tidbit of information: Leo was cast for this originally, and he was set to be the lead. And without with trying to get away from spoilers as much as possible, there are films that remind me of this, where like you can tell certain directors they know what they're doing. Guillermo del Toro, stylistically, storytellingly wise, I say he's definitely really good technically, but in terms of plot, I think he gets very scatterbrained, and I
Yeah,
think it came through with this one.
yeah, yeah. I think that the visuals will make people go watch this. I feel like it it had less substance. It was more superficial. Um,
Yeah,
I feel like though, if you love Guillermo, you love the weirdness, the gore, the slow burn. You never know what's coming next. Really, there are a lot of themes that weren't fully fleshed out. Like
right, right.
it's not a bad movie,
Oh
but
no, no.
it just doesn't stand out to me. I would consider it a forgettable film. But mentioning Del Toro, the grossness, the weirdness, the how beautiful it was, like I think that Spencer could really like this movie.
I think he could. And I mean, you know me, I went pretty high on Pan's Labyrinth when watching it because he does have a style that, like, I will admit, for a majority of the first half of the film, I was pretty locked in and like just like you said, like just immersed in the environment he created. And when you're that way, I think once that environment leaves and once you're left with what the film is, that's when the shift starts.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and that's where it just depends on what you're looking for. And yeah, Spencer, I can see him possibly going pretty high on this one, probably the highest out of the squad. I
yeah.
don't think Jackson or Luke would go much higher than him.
Yeah. When I realized, so in the trailer, Willem Dafoe is like, is he man or is he beast? And it shows Bradley Cooper in this burning room, and I'm like, is this guy? I see that he's at the carnival. I'm like, this guy is. I described it before I went to see it as like a carnival magician that had real magical powers.
Right.
And I'm like, this guy is a freak. Willem Dafoe is the guy that runs around with him and makes people go watch him. I'm like, this thing is insane. And that is not even close to the movie.
No, the trailer, and I will give that to the trailer. I'm not really pro trailer, but the trailer really didn't give you much. It roped you in, and sometimes that isn't the best, but it didn't give much away. So
yeah. So I've talked about some positives, but to try to get you to calibrate my rating in your head, I'll tell you some negatives. Little slow. Like you said, when you realize, oh, this is where we're headed with this one, how much I despise the main character, no levity, some unnecessary gore, as I would say. People are like, but you watch Pulp Fiction, they shoot the dude in the head. And I'm like, but that's different. They're scooping
Marvin in the face. Like that's iconic. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just different things. Guillermo really goes for it.
They stick with you. You said it best. They will stick with you.
Yeah. Just didn't really stand out to me.
I don't know. Do you need any more let me think. I feel like I went through some positives and negatives. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would go as far as say a forgettable film, because I do feel like I could go back and maybe catch something I didn't catch before. Now that I know what I'm getting into, if you're not really locked in, like I don't know how much more I would get, because I do think, like I said, the themes they reach, but not sure how much they really grab. But I would go back and I would recommend it too, just because it's gonna have something for someone.
Yeah,
like
point.
Like style. Yeah, it cast a pretty wide net. To where you get something from it.
Yeah.
All right, are we gonna get into some rating guesses?
I'm nervous. If I've learned anything from Jackson, I've learned that
that is not what I thought you would go for at all. And honestly, it's tough. Unforgivable is tough.
All right, let me shoot. Okay,
you guess mine first.
We'll all right, I don't own paper, so hold on. Here we go. I'm gonna guess yours. You ready?
All right.
Yeah. Here we go. Can you see it?
Oh, honestly, I don't know if you can focus mine.
It's close.
It's far off. It's not far off.
Come on. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, no, that's really close. That's really close. Dang, I gotta try to see. I'm gonna use the same page here. Okay, and I gotta put a guess in for you. All right, we'll go for. You know what? I'm getting a feeling. I'm calibrating and
I'm hearing something from the other side. Hold on.
From the Nightmare Alley.
Fingers to my head.
Now we will go for. And
hope you get it.
There it is. All right. And that's my guess.
Oh no, you have totally bottled it.
Oh my days. Okay. It was in the sevens. Okay. My mind was like teetering between 7.5 and 6.5. So I guess that's my range. I got it, but yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I laid on too heavy about what I didn't like about it, but it's not bad.
If you knew your Pan's Labyrinth rating, they might understand why I kind of lowballed you there. But that's good to see. 7.4. That's solid.
So I'll go ahead. I'll go into here. Let's see what I can do. Let's just check out you can see, right? I
can see. I'm in there. I'm in there, dog.
Let's just compare this to your 2021s. You gave it an 8.0.
I did use that, yeah. And I had it at an 8.1 looking at that because I thought I would take it over Cruella. But then I went to my 8.1s on my other side and it just didn't measure up. And so I just left it at a flat 8. So yeah, you look at the 8.1s and I'd watch all those before I watched Nightmare Alley again.
I get that. Let's take a look at mine. I'm not as versed on 2021 as you guys are.
Oh yeah, Jackson's 2021 go.
Yeah. Old is probably a little too high, but I have respect for it. Yeah. I only have 13 2021s. I didn't even look at 2021 to do this.
Okay, yeah. So you went for 7-4. So
I just went straight down here. So I've got this one as forgettable. Forgettable. I know you don't like that. Cringe,
brutal. I
cringe,
never
and
saw Planes Trains, to be fair.
forgettable. So I think what I figured out is my 7.5 is my bored but didn't do anything really wrong.
Okay, yeah,
Told, and then I just put it somewhere right around there. I preferred 310 to Yuma. That was pretty much my whole thought process.
right. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. So yeah, I think that's about it for this one. I mean, we would get into further conversation later, but I think I would recommend it. I think that's my final take. Jake, would you recommend it to the viewers?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to somebody who hasn't watched Guillermo before. Uh,
Okay.
and I wouldn't go maybe right now with all the other things in theaters, but if you see it streaming somewhere in the future, see if it's for you.
Yeah, no, yeah. And I wouldn't make this your first Guillermo del Toro either. I don't think I'd start with this one.
Yeah.
Maybe watch Pan's Labyrinth, see what you think, and then base it off of that because that'd be his best that I could recommend from him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this would be where Jackson would say until next time, but he's not here. So we appreciate you for sitting with us and we will get back to you in the next Movie Squad
Peace.
meeting.